Bright Duty. Every student matters.
Hello students, my name is Sanjay Jain. In today's lecture, we will discuss about trigonometric values of some special angles, right? We will discuss about values of angles, specifically 0 degree, 30 degree, 45, 60 degrees and 90 degrees, right? So, from your knowledge of previous knowledge of geometry, what we can say is, let's divide this chapter into two type of triangles. One, let us say take 45, 45, 90 triangle, and one can be taken as 30 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree triangle, right? This is 45, 45, 90 triangle. What I mean is, let's make a triangle here, and this angle is 90 degrees. If this angle is 45, then this angle will obviously be 45 degrees, right? Because sum of all the three angles is equal to 180, right? So, if this angle is 45, then this has to be 45, okay? So, you know that this has become now isosceles triangle, and sides, these sides opposite to the equal angles are going to be equal in length, right? So, if I take this side as A, this side will also be A, correct? So, now you tell me what will be this side. If you apply Pythagoras theorem here, this side will be equal to A square plus A square square root, which is equal to 2A square square root, which is equal to root of 2 into A. So, this side will be equal to root 2A, right? Now, we can talk about the sin 45, cos 45, tan 45 and so on, right? So, what will be sin 45? Sin is opposite by hypotenuse. What is opposite to this 45? Let us take this angle. You can take this angle also, the result will be the same, right? So, let us first of all take this angle. What is opposite? It is A. What is hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is root 2A. So, this is equal to 1 upon root 2. So, we can say that sin of 45 is equal to 1 by root 2, right? We are talking about angles in degrees. Sin 45 degrees is equal to 1 by root 2. So, what will be cos of 45 degrees? Cos is adjacent by hypotenuse. So, adjacent side is also A, and hypotenuse is still root 2A. So, it will also be equal to 1 by root 2. Tan of 45 you can obtain by two methods. One, you can divide sin 45 by cos 45 degrees. So, it will be 1 by root 2 by 1 by root 2, which is equal to 1. Otherwise, you can say opposite by adjacent, which is equal to A by A, hence you will get 1, right? What I am using here is your previous knowledge of SOHCAHTOA. This we discussed in previous lectures. Sin is opposite by hypotenuse, cos is adjacent side by hypotenuse, tan is opposite side by adjacent side, right? So, in 45, 45, 90 triangles, we have obtained trigonometric ratios, trigonometric values of 45 degree angle. So, you can easily comment on cosecant 45, secant 45 and cot 45. What will be cosecant 45 degrees? It will just be the reciprocal of this. So, root 2, this reciprocal of this root 2, cot 45 degrees is reciprocal of this, which is still 1, right. So, we have got all the values here. Now, let us talk about 30, 60, 90 degree triangle. So, if I make a triangle like this, okay, let us say this is 60, this is 90, so this will be 30, right. So, I need to find trigonometric ratios of 30 degrees and 60 degrees, right. First of all, let us do a construction here. Let us extend this side here and make this angle equal to 30 degree, right, and complete this triangle. Now, if you can see, this is 60, this is 60, so this angle will also be 60 to make it 180 degrees complete, right. So this becomes an equilateral triangle, right. So in an equilateral triangle all three sides are equal. So let's take the sides as 2a, so this side will also be 2a, this side will also be 2a, right. And I have extended this side here, or what you can say is this is a perpendicular dropped from this vertex in an equilateral triangle. So it will divide it into two equal sides, right. Otherwise I have, in the construction itself, I have extended it equal to this, right. So this part is A, this part is A, right. What I am trying to say is, if let us say this is an equilateral triangle, this is 60, this is 60, this is also 60, right. If I draw an angle bisector here, this will be 30, this will be 30, right. And in an equilateral triangle, the angle bisector is also the median, it is also the angle bisector, right. So if this is 30, this is 60, this is has to be 90. So this is also altitude in this equilateral triangle. In equilateral triangle, altitude, median and angular bisector, all these are same, right. So this line is all these three. Okay, so this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle here, and this complete is equilateral triangle. So these two parts are congruent to each other, hence this part is equal to this part also, right. Okay, so this is A and this is 2a. So what will be the height of equilateral triangle? It will be equal to 2a square minus a square square root. What I have done is I have applied Pythagoras theorem on this triangle, right. So this will be equal to 4a square minus a square, which is 3a square, so root 3a. So this height is root 3a, right. So if I take this triangle only, what I can say is, let's take this triangle separately. This was 30, this was 60, this was 90, right. This side was small a, this 2a and this root 3a. A, 2a, root 3a, right. So in a 30, 60, 90 triangle, sides will always be in this ratio, 1 is to root 3 is to 2. 30, 60, 90 triangle, sides will always be in ratio 1 root 3 2, right. Side opposite to 30 is 1, then side opposite to 60 will be root 3 and side opposite to 90 will be 2. So this ratio will always be maintained in a 30, 60, 90 triangle. I hope you have understood this concept. Now let's talk about sine, these trigonometric values here. So if I talk about sine 60, what will be sine 60? Opposite by hypotenuse, which is equal to root 3a by 2a, hence is equal to root 3 by 2. And if I have to talk about sine 30, it will be equal to opposite, which is a, opposite to 30 is a, and hypotenuse 2a. So it will be equal to 1 by 2. So I have got sine 30, sine 60. Similarly, I can take cos 30, cos 60. What will be cos 30? Adjacent upon hypotenuse. What will be cos 60? Adjacent upon hypotenuse. Right. So cos 30 is equal to sine 60 and sine 30 is equal to cos 60, right. So you can find other values similarly. What is tan 30? It is equal to opposite upon adjacent. Okay. And what is cot 30? Just the reciprocal of it, which is equal to root 3, right. Similarly, you can find other trigonometric values of 30 and 60 degrees here. So what is left is, we need to find 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degrees, 60 degree and 90 degrees. So we have discussed about 45 degrees, we have discussed about 30, we have discussed about 60 degrees, right. Now we will talk about 0 degrees and 90 degrees. These are special cases. First of all, let's discuss about sine 0. Let us say this is our triangle here. What is sine? It is opposite by hypotenuse. So I need to talk about 0 degrees angle. So if this angle is 0 degrees, then what will happen is, this side will coincide with this one, right. This will come here. If this angle will become smaller and smaller, and when this side overlaps this side, right, then angle will become 0. And when this line overlaps this one, this line will vanish, right, this line will not be there. Hence the opposite side will become 0, right. So when this opposite side will become 0, what will happen is, sine of 0 will become 0, right. 0 upon anything is 0. Okay. So this is how we obtain value of 0 degrees. And you can talk about cos of 0 also. Cos of 0. What is cosine of an angle? It is adjacent upon hypotenuse. So if we are talking about this cos 0, adjacent side is this and hypotenuse is this. For this angle to be 0, this has to coincide with this. So both these sides will become same, right. And when I divide this same thing, let us say a by a, it will give me 1, right. This side will be equal to the hypotenuse, hence cos of 0 will become 1, right. So these are some special cases that you need to understand. And if you have understood the coordinate geometry very well, I can give you a very beautiful explanation for this 0 degree and 90 degree angles and all other angles also. Let us discuss something about coordinate, let's link it to the coordinate geometry for a while. You remember, this was our x axis, this was y axis, right, and this is origin. Okay. If I let me make a circle here, and this circle is of unit radius. Okay. Let us understand this concept here, be very careful. This is unit radius. So this length, this is the center, so this length is 1 unit. That is why we call it unit circle, because the radius is unity, 1 unit. Okay. Okay. Tell me, if let us say this is x axis, this is y, x dash, y dash. If this is 1 unit, what will be the coordinates of this point? This will be 1, 0. Y coordinate is obviously 0, x coordinate is 1. So what will be coordinates of this point? X coordinate is 0 here, y coordinate is 1. Similarly, what are the coordinates of this point? Minus 1, 0, and this point is 0, minus 1, right. Up till now it should not be difficult for anyone, right. One more thing, when we made a triangle, let us make a triangle once again. This is theta, right. Let us say this is r. Okay. For a while, let us take this as a and this as b. Okay. So what is sine theta? Sine theta is opposite b by hypotenuse r. So b is r sine theta, right. So b is r sine theta. There shouldn't be any doubt in it. I have just cross multiplied this. What is cos theta? Cos theta is adjacent upon hypotenuse. So what is a? A is r cos theta. So this is equal to r cos theta, right. Now you need to appreciate that if I make a triangle anywhere like this, and if I give you this diagonal, let us say this is m, and I tell you that this angle is theta. So you can straight away tell me that this is m cos theta and this is m sin theta, right, by this knowledge. Okay. And if I tell you that this is 1, this side is only 1 unit, okay, and this angle is theta. So, what will be this side? This will be 1 cos theta, so cos theta, and what will be this side? 1 sin theta, so sin theta, right. So, let us use this concept here. If I take this length here, this is still the radius, hence it is 1 unit, okay, and let us take this angle as angle theta, okay. Now, if I drop a perpendicular here, so tell me that in this triangle, what will be this side? This side opposite to this angle will be sin theta, and what will be this side up to this point? This will be cos theta, right. From this knowledge, you can say that this, if this hypotenuse is 1 unit and this angle is theta, then I can say up to this, the side is cos theta and this side is sin theta. So, if this length is cos theta and this length is sin theta, what will be the coordinates of this point? Obviously cos theta comma sin theta, right. So, the coordinates of any point on this circle will be of the type cos of the angle at the center and sine of the angle, right. If this angle is theta, then the coordinates are cos theta and sin theta here, right. So, tell me, x coordinate is cos theta, y coordinate is sin theta, and every point on this circle will satisfy this, right. Let us say if this angle is alpha, right. So, coordinates of this point will be cos alpha comma sin alpha, right. I hope you have understood this concept. So, what is this angle? This angle is 90 degrees. So, this coordinate point of this point will have coordinates as cos 90 comma sin 90, right. But we know that the coordinates are 0 and 1. So, cos 90 is 0 and sin 90 is 1, right. Talk about 0. When this point is here at this point, here the angle theta is 0, right, and what is x coordinate? It is cos 0, and what is y coordinate? Sin 0. So, cos 0 is equal to 1 and sin 0 is equal to 0, right. So, I have given you some explanation based on coordinate geometry and based on geometry also. I hope you have understood various angles by now, and you also have to memorize these values, right. So, this table you have to memorize here. So, at 0 degrees, sine of 0 is 0, 30, 1 by 2, 45, 1 by root 2, 60, root 3 by 2 and then 1, okay. You have to memorize these values only, sine A, right. It is 0, 1 by 2, 1 by root 2, root 3 by 2, 1, okay. For cos, you need to just flip these values. If I just flip these over, so 1 will come here, right, root 3 by 2 will come here, 1 by root 2 will remain here, right, 1 by 2 will come here, 0 will come here. So, I have just flipped this table for cos. What is happening here is values of sin A are 0, 1 by 2, 1 by root 2, root 3 by 2, 1, right. For cos A, these are 0 degree, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees and 90 degrees. This is angle A, right. So, I just have to memorize these values. For cos, I can just flip these values, start from end and go up to 0. So, I can write 1 root 3 by 2, 1 by root 2, 1 by 2 and 0, okay. For tan, you just have to divide sin by cos, right. So, 0 by 1 is 0, right. 1 by root 2, 1 by 2 by root 3 by 2 is 1 by root 3, 1 by root 2 by 1 by root 2 is 1, root 3 by 2 by 1 by 2 is root 3. 1 by 0. What is anything by 0? It is not defined, right? Then we say that tan of 90 degrees is not defined. Okay. Rest of the values are very, very simple. Sine, cos, tan, cot, secant, cosecant. These are just the reciprocals. Cot is reciprocal of tan. So cot 0 will be 1 by 0. Reciprocal of 0 is not defined. So we will write not defined. What is reciprocal of 1 by root 3? It is root 3. 1 by root 3. 1. This will become 0. Right? Secant A. It is reciprocal of cos. So 1, 2 by root 3. This is root 2. This will become 2. And reciprocal of 0. 1 by 0, which is not right. So secant of 90 degrees is not defined. Let's talk about cosecant. Cosecant is not defined at 0, so not defined. Reciprocal of 0, 0 by 1, 1 by 0 is not defined, right? And reciprocal of this 1 by 2 is 2. This will become root 2. This will become 2 by root 3. And this will become 1. Okay. So this is how you will memorize these values. To memorize this value, this row of sine A, you can also, there is a trick. I don't think you need to use this trick. You can directly memorize these values 0, 1 by 2, 1 by root 3 by 2, 1. Otherwise, what you can do is, a lot of students do this. They write it as, first of all, they write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Then they divide this by 4. And then they take square root. Now what is this? This is 0. 1 by 4 square root is 1 by 2. 2 by 4 is 1 by 2, and then square root is 1 by root 2. 3 by 4. So this will become root 3 by 2, and 4 by 4 will become 1. Square root is again 1. So to memorize this sine values, use this trick, and then for cos you just flip this, tan divide sine by cos. These are just the reciprocal values, right? So this is how you will memorize this table, okay? And you have to memorize it, because I'll show during the exercise that if you don't remember the values of these angle, it will be very, very difficult for you.